This is Chris again here with St. Francis TV, and I'm here with Tim Hetzel. And Tim, how's it going?
It's going really well. Thanks for having me on St. Francis TV, Chris. I'm happy to be here.
Awesome, awesome. Now, it's been a couple of weeks since you and I have touched base even.
That's true. It's been a busy summer. June has been very full. We kicked off with Mercy Camp, which is a middle school camp, but it's run by the high school youth ministry. And so we had several meetings leading up to Mercy Camp with the high school youth, just preparing them how to lead small groups and what they're getting into. And that camp is to do service for organizations around the community. And it really allows the middle school youth as well as the high school leaders to embed themselves in service projects we had service projects at community gardens. We had service projects at urban ministries. There you go, and Oak City Cares. So a lot of cool service was happening, and it really helps the middle schoolers experience that, but also gives the high schoolers some leadership experience and leading the middle schoolers in that. And right from there, we went into Vacation Bible School. That is a camp that our coordinator of elementary puts on, Marissa. And that's also run by more or less the high school youth as well. And so they are camp counselors as well as station leaders at Vacation Bible School. So they're helping with the little kids all the way up to the fifth graders, and we had two that were doing science experiments, and we had people helping out with games as well as what's called the Imagination Station. So high school youth were involved at every layer of Vacation Bible School. Again, just an opportunity for them to serve their local community here at St. Francis, but also get some leadership experience on how to kind of shepherd a small group of kids. And I think they went really well. Everyone had a really good experience there. And almost immediately after that, we get into Mission Mercy, which is like our mission trip experience here at St. Francis. And we had a group of 11 youth that helped this year put on a camp called Pequeños Gigantes. And if you go and listen to some Jim Walls music, he has a whole song about Pequeños Gigantes that's related to this camp. And what we do is we partner with the Hispanic Family Outreach Center to find families with kids that would have no opportunity for this kind of camp otherwise. And our youth, as well as some youth from the Hispanic Outreach Center, are again the camp counselors and help run the camp. And I think we also, for Mission Mercy, have like a youth ministry element that takes place before and after the camp, where we learn about immigration, we learn about Catholic social teaching, but we also have some really deep prayer experiences and get to know each other and get to know God as well. So I think that went really well also. So a lot of stuff happening in June. It was very full. I'm happy that July is here.
Oh, that's great. I think I saw too, maybe a video on Mission Mercy.
Yeah, that's right. We had a slideshow that we put together with some of the images from the camp, and as well as some of the images from the Mission Mercy itself. Yeah, it went really well. The kids, our youth, really gelled really well together, built relationships. They've got a group text going, and they want to continue their relationships past Mission Mercy. And they really got to know the youth that were participating at Pequeños Gigantes, and it was a really beautiful experience to see. And that camp is about mostly a ministry of encounter, right? Our youth and all the people that are serving at the camp, encountering these kids that are mostly from immigrant families or maybe immigrants themselves, have experienced some trauma related to immigration, have experienced poverty, have experienced a lack of available resources, and they may be feeling like they don't have human dignity and worth, but we know that they do. And our youth are able to be present with them and affirm them and just let them know that they're loved and beautiful people. And I think everyone involved got a lot out of it and really got to see the face of Christ in each other.
The This was my first year doing Mercy Camp, and I was a counselor. My favorite thing was going out to service and helping all these people in our community. And what I like about doing service is that we get to see that we're impacting other people and just helping out where we can.
I've been doing Mercy Camp for 2 years. My favorite part is when we sleep over in boxes on Thursdays to simulate homelessness. I really enjoy doing service because even when you don't see the people you're helping, you can still feel the impact of the work you're doing.
This is my first year as a teen leader at VBS. My favorite part of camp is singing the songs and doing the motions. I like doing service because I get to shine Jesus' light, which is what we learned here at VBS this week.
I've been doing Mercy Camp for 1 year. I like doing service because it makes me feel good about helping others. My favorite service project was probably when I got to go to the garden and I got to help plant vegetables, and I also got to help harvest vegetables and stuff like zucchini, cucumber, squash. I really liked it.
This is my 3rd year doing VBS. I really like doing the science experiments for all the kids, and that was my favorite part of doing service, was getting to see all their reactions.
This is my first year doing Mission Mercy. I'm so excited to meet other young adults in my church community, and I'm so excited to do service because it makes me feel good.
That's amazing, and I can't help but think, Tim, as I'm listening to you, especially talk about our youth, how many times Monsignor Clay over the years has talked about that being one of the primary objectives. What a beautiful way to show and demonstrate that.
Yeah, I've taken that really seriously. When Monsignor Clay introduced me, he said he wanted me to have the youth build relationships with the church, and more importantly, the relationship with Christ. And I think that's absolutely true about what we're going to be doing in youth ministry this year and the coming years in the future, is have the youth just be able to gather here at St. Francis, be part of our community, relationship with the church, relationship with each other, get to know what it means to be Catholic and have that part of their identity. But also, in order to do that, you have to have a relationship with Christ. So to create a space where they feel comfortable opening themselves up to having that relationship with Christ and giving them opportunities for that encounter in prayer and worship, in discussing their faith, in meeting people who are not like them and have different experiences, but that can open up that encounter with Christ, and they can see Christ in others. So it's really important as we move forward in youth ministry to create space for those two things: relationship with the church and relationship with Christ. And those two things go hand in hand and are super important. So I'm really excited to continue that. I think we've made a lot of progress already with these camps this past June. It's been pretty incredible, and I'm excited to use that energy that we've already made and keep going.
That's great. That's great. Well, the video was fantastic. Saw a lot of great images. Saw a lot of parishioners and staff that I was familiar with. Had a little bit of jealousy that I wasn't involved this year. I need to make sure that I sign up for next year. Looked like a lot of fun, and obviously, you being on staff here a couple of months in this new role, right. Lends to some great experiences. Is there anything new along the lines, whether it's for next summer or just in general, that you're focused on kind of bringing towards this role and the program when it comes to youth and engagement?
Yeah, one big thing that we're doing is we're taking a contingent to the National Catholic Youth Conference, or National Catholic Youth Convention. NCYC is what it's called. And I'm going to try to start small, but if we get a lot of people signed up, I'd love to have a large group. But what NCYC is basically like World Youth Day, but for North America. And it's sort of the middle of November, and it's in Indianapolis, Indiana, and it takes place at Lucas Oil Stadium as well as the Indianapolis Convention Center. So we're talking like 30,000, 40,000 youth that show up to this, and there's a keynote speaker and there's breakout sessions, and it really allows the youth, our local youth, to connect themselves to something bigger than themselves, right? Because they're used to here, and this is a big place, but going from 50, 60, 70, 100 people in youth group to 40,000, it can be a pretty intense experience. I've been twice before. It was a really great experience, and it's a great experience for the kids. Just really powerful. And so I want to take a handful of kids this year. But again, if we have more interest, I'd be happy to take more. So that's kind of a big event that we're kind of pioneering this year. And I know St. Francis has been before, but COVID changed a lot of stuff. So we're trying to get back into that. And also something that I want to do more sort of locally is again, picking up on the energy in June, we had a lot of youth participate in those 3 camps. I want to bring them all back together and do something with them. And I'm thinking, you heard it here first, St. Francis goes to Frankie's. So just a social event where we go to Frankie's Fun Park down on Alexander Road and just have some fun. Just bring in some fun. We had fellowship. We learned about God, and just come together as a community and remember that God loves a joyful Christian. So we'll be more information about that. We're putting together some details, but that should be a lot of fun.
That's awesome, Tim. And the NCYC thing, I guess that marks 2 things that I'm interested in packing my suitcases for. Is there anything else that you're excited about coming up?
I'm ready to start the year, honestly. We're starting September 17th. Registrations are open, and we need to get going on the registrations. But I kind of started the tail end here of youth ministry, and even that little piece, I got 3 youth nights in, and it was beautiful. I loved it, and I'm ready to start and ready to welcome all the youth back, get to know more parents, get to know more youth, and have them bless my own life, and hopefully create that space where they can encounter Christ and have some transformation with the Holy Spirit, God willing. Yeah.
No, that sounds great. We're all excited, even as Tim and I are here on this beautiful summer day, right outside of Clare Hall. Birds are chirping. We're thinking about all of you as the summer tends to slow down a little bit. So when school starts, the kids are back and everybody's back from vacations. Is a glorious time for all of us. Tim, all that sounds great. One thing that I've always thought about on staff is faith formation in general.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you've talked about a couple of different camps, obviously talking about the youth, but can you maybe describe a little bit about faith formation, folks that are involved with faith formation, and kind of how you all connect with one another?
Yeah, that's a great question. We're a team in faith formation, and we try to support each other regardless of who holds a particular thing, right? For instance, there's a lot of overlap and synergy between what happens at Vacation Bible School, but also with the leadership of the high schoolers, right? So did Marissa need someone to run the high school part of it? No, she's perfectly capable of doing that. But we felt it was important to have the youth minister be there, right? So to build relationships, to support. And what ended up happening was, she needed a little help one day with the 5th grade. So I was able to step in and do that. It's just moments like that. Another example is confirmation. The confirmation liturgy this year is going to be humongous. We have almost 300 youth preparing for confirmation on September 9th. And it's going to be all hands on deck, right? So the whole team is going to come together and we're going to support each other. Even it's not like my department, right? We help each other out where we can, and we talk about the best ways to proceed and the best ways to really provide those spaces of encounter for our kids and our youth. And when things happen that need help, we're there to help each other.
That's awesome. That's wonderful. Well, Tim, we're all so blessed here. We know you recently changed roles. You've been here, you and your family, and your 5 beautiful children, for how many years now at St. Francis?
Almost 6 years.
Almost 6 years. So it's really neat to see you hit the ground running. It's wonderful. If all of you can tell, if it's not coming through the screen, Tim is infectious with his energy. He's super pumped about this, and so he's got a great staff and team of folks that we all work together. And we're just really excited and blessed that you're here. Share some of these opportunities for engagement. NCYC sounds amazing, as well as those 3 different opportunities. And from all of us here at St. Francis TV, this is Chris and Tim, and look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks so much.